First thing is you're pushing Geisha right now. You as a Yana should be pushing alone. You shouldn't be really pushing with your team. It's more of a soloistic kind of character. What I would do if your teammate's trying to push Geisha is I would sit on the site window, or I'd go like black top, black stairs area and kind of help your team pinch. Maybe you go main stairs, but you don't need 4 people on this balcony. This is kind of ridiculous. That nade was crazy. You knew he was back behind the boxes and you naded to the right of the boxes. Instead, you could have just crouched and thrown it over the box and killed him, but you just threw a grenade at the right side of the box. You see there's feet holes too. Your teammates have called that out. What you could do is try to take terrace control. I don't know if your teammates are doing that right now, but you have a stack. And then most y'all are doing is just calming for enemies. You're not even like trying to strat. So I would try to like use your teammates to make a strat. That's the whole point of like having teammates, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you want to push Geisha, you have to push Drum and Terrace because those feet holes, right? And you know there's feet holes there, so I don't know why you were walking. You should have sprinted. You know there's a guy in your door, and then you just wide swing un-ADS. That's just an L, unfortunate. You're just like, your teammates aren't making strats. They're just like walking in and dying. That's the first thing I'm noticing. They are first floor, interesting. Looks like you're trying to do vert. Okay, so your prep phase drone got destroyed. And instead of using your drone to help you on the vert, you put it in sight. That's kind of weird. In-sight information is not going to matter. You know there always are going to be people on site at all times, right? So that drone isn't doing anything. Like you said, you don't have a drone. You need to be able to drone for yourself. You're not doing anything right now, so you're just standing still. I'd go get the wall open, I'd get the window open, I'd get this wall on the left open. You're just sitting still again, you're not doing anything. Wow, wide swinging with no info. So like, I get you don't have a drone, but ask your teammates to drone for you, or go open the wall to your right or the wall to your left with your sledgehammer. Because wide swinging with no info is just gonna get you killed. So like, you have comms, just ask like, hey, can someone drone this? You know no one's in this room though because your teammates have the wall open. So all you have to worry about is your right. You hop in. You hear one on stairs, go open the wall to your right and help your people in office pinch. They know you're there too, so the guy that's upstairs is just gonna swing you here, or he's just gonna like hold the space. Like, you're not using your teammates to help clear you at all. You're just like on a window. Be like, hey, you go through the wall or you go through the store and I'm gonna go on the window and we can pinch the guy upstairs, or like something, but you're just walking in. If you're stacked with teammates, you gotta use them. I like that you pre-fire though, that's cool. But you were on that window and you saw no one was there, so that was kind of useless. Wow, none of that vert got destroyed? That's crazy. So that's either bar or below you. You hear one's on the staircase. And you look to your left. Okay, so you knew no one was on your left because you had a guy on the breach that could have watched for you. And the guy that was shooting you was below you, right? So no one was terrace. You knew that the only place he could have been was the stairs, but instead you just looked left, right? So that was a bit weird. Your teammates are just pushing in one by one and dying. And that includes you too, right? But that happened last round. You walked in one by one and died. So like, you're not pushing as a team. It's cool to have teammates, but if you're not using them and playing together, it doesn't mean anything. So let's go to the third round. Oh, you won the round. How did that happen? Oh, the ace just clutched. Okay, cool. Let's look at round 3. You're playing 0. Oh, you're playing Nomad. How did one of your teammates already die? How? It's just wide swung the window. Yeah, you don't want to ever open that site window until you have the wall open. So that was just your teammate's fault. You have that air jab. That's good. Okay, so what I would do instead, you're not going to do much with Nomad while your teammates are here, right? Because your teammates are going to open the wall, and then they're going to have one person on this wall, and then the other person on the window and the other wall, right? So that they only need 2 people on the balcony, really. You need to help your Amaru push in, because having terrace and drum control is very important if you want to push in the wall here. Because if you don't have that control, they can just sit behind bar. So I would push with your Amaru here instead of being on the balcony. Let's see what happens. You're on the window. I would equip the other pistol, by the way. But again, on the window with 0 information, you're just gonna get pre-fired. Like that, exactly. You just got shat on because you're peeking with no info. That's the second time you've peeked that window with 0 info. And your teammates are coordinating pushes either. Like, no one's saying like, hey, we need to clear this room to get the plant down, or like, hey, there's a guy right here, let's pinch this kid. Like, y'all aren't using each other, you're just walking in one by one. The Thunderbird stations here are okay. The only thing is, this is the default plant spot for attackers, so if the attackers end up being able to plant the bomb, they'll be able to heal themselves. So I like putting these in T and one in Geisha. Or one blacktop where your shield is, doesn't matter. Okay, you're on cams. I like that. If you're sitting in sight and not doing anything, just get on cams. It's a very good way to be useful when you're not roaming. I would sit, honestly, like, look where your teammates are at, right? You have a teammate in, like, drum terrace side. I'm pretty sure you had a teammate dragon too. I'm not sure. But being on the house stairs cam would be very useful. And just watching your teammates flanks, essentially. Flipping through all the cams is good too. But once you assess through your teammates callouts where they're pushing, then I would watch the cameras according to that. So if you hear, like, hey, they're pushing me east side, they're pushing house side, I'd watch the house cam. Or if you hear, like, hey, they just broke the barricade on blacktop, or they're pushing geisha, then I'd watch that BP for drones, right? So I mean, you're doing something. You're on cams. It's really, really good. Cool, so you're calling out to your teammate that they're being droned. It's very good. The fact that your teammates are still deep roaming with a minute 30 is amazing. That means they're wasting so much time. There's been no gunfights so far, and they only have half the time, so it's really, really good. So, I mean, now you have a dead teammate that's going to be on cams, so you not being on cams is okay. But because the Nook walked into here, there could be another guy in geisha. So this spot is actually a pretty good spot. Only thing I would be ADSing. This is fine. Go watch those feed holes and help your alibi. Okay, that's what you're doing. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, I will say that weapon has absolutely zero recoil, so that's a bit crazy to me that you can't control the recoil. I saw on Nomad and on on Sledge that you couldn't control the recoil either, so I would go into a target range and practice recoil. If that doesn't help, it's probably because you have way too low of a sensitivity. I noticed that too. Your sensitivity looks like it's low. Like at first I thought you were on controller, it's that low, so I would bring it up a bit. I like the fetals here. Whole reason you put fetals here is so that you can sit and drum and make sure they don't hop in geisha. No reason to peek this at all. No reason. There's absolutely no reason to be doing this. Nice. See, your Frost got it. Like, you don't need to put your life at risk. Now it's a 5v3. I would play very passive. Yeah, I would hold drum here. You're just giving it up for free. You can't be doing that. That's like a really important room to hold. Fucking good job. I would be sitting in drum though, not holding it. Because if your teammate gets pushed from T, you want to be able to immediately go rotate through the bridge. Okay, you just gave drum up. That's crazy. You win anyways, doesn't matter. Again, like kind of the recoil control when you were pre-firing that doorway as Doc, the one I told you not to pre-fire, you just couldn't control the recoil. So either make your sense higher, or just learn how to control recoil. But MP5 has zero recoil, so I would make your sense a little higher. Let's see. Okay, he gets a spawn peek. Your Jaeger just is way too far away. So you hear one is in like the bathroom / storage area. So what I would do, you have barbed wire right here. I would swing off of the barbed wire once they hit it. What they're probably going to do, however, is they're going to sit behind this shelf right here and hit the barbed wire. So it might be useless, might not be. You could also sit in this corner where the broom is right here as well, just to kind of surprise them. Doesn't really matter. Okay, they're flashing in here. They definitely know you're there, right? So I think they're just trying to bait you into swinging them. So I wouldn't swing unless they're on the barbed wire. But you did pre-fire, that's good. I noticed you pre-fire a lot. That's actually a really good habit to get into. I'm glad you do that. Okay, 3v3, minute 20 left. No reason to peek the window. This angle is making it to where you can't even see them even if they were to peek you, so you're literally just staring at a refrigerator right now. It's a useless angle. If you're gonna hold a passive angle on a window, like look, you're looking at a fridge. What is this doing? This is doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, hold that. You're quick peeking right now, but you're not even like looking past the shelf. You're peeking with your body and not with your lean. You need to lean more and peek with your body less. So you need to learn how to quick peek correctly. Also, because you're not quick peeking correctly, he's able to see your shoulder, but you're unable to see him. So just learn how to quick peek. There's no reason to even quick peek for information because you have the barbed wire for information, right? I would wait till 30 seconds and then pop the Goyo. You could also boost yourself with healing because you know you're gonna take a gunfight soon. You hear one in the room. Don't even peek him. Don't even just shoot the Goyo. Shoot the Goyo. There's no reason. I mean, he was an idiot and just walked up, but whatever. You should have shot the Goyo. Nice. Cool, good stuff. You were playing a bit too passive there, because like if your Frost, for example, before you even opened the hole in this wall, if your Frost died, you would have been unable to refrag him, right? So I would have opened a hole with your bailiff a lot sooner so that if she died, you were able to refrag or just like stand kind of behind her. You don't want to give somebody in a 1vx situation 1v1s. That just brings me back to my main point is as teammates, you're not utilizing each other. You're not making up strats. You're not pushing together. You're not like making calls. You're not directing teams. You don't have to do it, but someone needs to, right? Someone kind of needs to IGL. So you're not utilizing your teammates at all, and having teammates isn't really effective unless you do that. Another thing, your mechanics kind of suck, whether it be recoil control or quick peeking. You have to get your mechanics up, and I think honestly, if you just had a higher sensitivity, it would be a bit easier for you. Your drone work also does need some work. You're just wide swinging stuff with zero info. You're not droning the rooms that you're going into, and if you don't have any information, ask your teammates for information, right? So utilizing your teammates again. Those are really the main points I wanted to talk about in this VOD review. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you're pretty solid other than that, but if you like the video, sub the channel down below. My name is Alka, and I will see you on the next video. Later.